It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is, sir. Now, in support of September being Heart Awareness Month or Heart Health Awareness Month, we're chatting about heart health this morning. So if you have any questions or comments to give to us, or you know somebody who might be suffering with a heart problem, perhaps you want to give us a call. That number is 083 913 3728. Now, also, we're going to be putting our own hearts through the age test. Now, did you know that depending on the lifestyle that you lead, things like what you eat and how much stress you endure, your heart can actually age faster or slower. So we're going to have our own hearts screened to see just how old they are. In fact, I think many of us claim to live healthy lifestyles, but at the end of the day, the heart never really lies. And I wonder which one of us has the youngest or the oldest heart. Ewan is looking very, very nervous there in the back. But before we get into the screenings, we invite Mariska van Aswegen from Pharma Dynamics, as well as Gabriel Ekstien and Amina Habib from the Heart and Stroke Foundation to give us a bit of insight into the importance of looking after your heart. After all, you only do have one of them, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, so I think, Mariska, when it comes to health in general, we always hear this thing that it's important to know your numbers. Why is it so much more important when it comes to your heart?
If you look at diseases like high blood pressure and cholesterol, high cholesterol, it's referred to as silent diseases. So often people don't present with symptoms when they do have these conditions. So it's important for you to at least have a general checkup once a year to make sure that you do not have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. Yeah. And the importance of that is you need to initiate treatment sooner rather than later, because those are real risk factors for heart disease and conditions like heart attacks and stroke. So if you start treatment early enough and initiate lifestyle changes early enough, you can prevent the onset of these conditions.
Yeah, and we're getting right underway with getting to know our numbers right now. The team is getting, they're about to get their heart age tested just now. And speaking of which, Gabriel, what exactly is heart age? What does it mean and why is it so important?
Yeah, so heart age is an online calculator you can do, and we're going to be doing yours online today, to see how does your heart compare to the average 30-something-year-old that you are, or 28-year-old, I think you are.
I was like, just aged me by 2 years there, Gabriel. Hold on. I still need a couple more birthdays.
Yeah, so we say you are 28.
Yes.
How does your heart compare to the average 28-year-old? And it's exactly like Mariska said, is you could look healthy, but inside you might be aging quicker than you think. That's the first thing. Yeah. And second thing, we have all these different risk factors, but it's how they accumulate. So you might be smoking, you might be inactive, you might not be eating the right things. How do these things work together to give you a heart age? And this gives you a nice perspective of what's going on with your heart.
Yeah. And so, Mariska, how do all of these different lifestyles, the fact that you might probably smoke, you might drink, you might have an unhealthy lifestyle in terms of eating and not exercising, how do they affect your heart and your heart age?
I think the most important message is that about 80% of heart disease and these conditions can be prevented if you make healthier lifestyle choices. So you are in control and you can make a difference and you can sort of reduce your heart age if you want to look at it that way. So diet, exercise, smoking cessation, and then obviously alcohol use are important pillars of healthier lifestyle choices that we need to implement.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask Amina to start with the heart screenings. And so, I don't know, guys, who do you think has the oldest and the youngest heart among us?
I think I've got the youngest heart.
I'm a bit nervous.
So?
I won't take that.
You've got an old heart.
Oh, well, Kat's already said I've got an old heart. We'll see. We'll see. But you know what? It is interesting to take a look at, your heart health, because you might think that you are fit and healthy or whatnot, but there's so many different factors that contribute to your heart health. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that. But right now, Amina, just take us through what you are busy doing.
I'm doing the blood pressure right now.
Okay, so just the blood pressure. So what are all the measurements that you kind of take to determine, the ultimate heart age?
To Gabriel.
Oh, is that? Speak to Gabriel, he says.
Okay, so blood pressure, weight.
Leanne's. Well, I got told I have normal blood pressure. I normally suffer from low blood pressure, so today I was normal.
Am I healthy?
So far.
So far,
as you can see, the nerves are running quite high right now. And Ewan, I meant you have an old school heart, not an old heart as such.
Whatever.
But Gabriel, yeah, so take us through the process of what are the elements that determine your heart age in terms of the screening test that we're doing now.
Yeah, so we're doing the basic things that make the biggest difference to your heart age. We start with the basics: height, weight, your age, obviously, because age is a big risk factor as well. Then we go to your family history. If you had parents, particularly before the age of 55, that also suffered from heart disease, that puts you at an increased risk. Then we get to what we call the know your numbers. What's your blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol levels. We pop all those into the calculator, and out comes the result.
And what are some of the numbers that you should be aiming to get in terms of the important numbers that you mentioned right now, like blood pressure, cholesterol, your blood glucose levels?
Yes, probably one of the most important ones is your blood pressure. 1 in 3 of us has got high blood pressure and we don't know about it. Or most of us anyway don't know about it because there's no telltale symptoms. You think a headache would give it away? It doesn't actually. Most of us won't have a headache.
Yeah.
120/80 is what we hear is the optimal blood pressure. Can be a little bit lower, but a little bit higher. If it's above 140 consistently, then that's a problem, then that's high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So when we test you today on set, your blood pressure might actually be a little bit higher, which is a once-off reading, maybe because of the adrenaline and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
But we have to test it consistently, see, is it persistently above 140? Then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Blood sugar, depending on whether you've eaten or not. If you haven't eaten, 5.5. If you have eaten, 7.8 is the values we're looking for.
Yeah.
And then cholesterol below 5 is good. Between 5 and 6, not too bad, depending on the rest of your lifestyle. And then from 6 upwards, the higher it goes, the higher your risk of heart disease.
Now, we have a caller on the line, Maureen, all the way from the Eastern Cape. Good morning to you. How are you this morning? How's your heart feeling?
My heart is feeling very good. I have actually just hiked the Shipwreck Trail 5 days, and 2 weeks ago I hiked the Namibian Fish River Canyon.
Wow.
But I've got a left bundle block, and I just want to know, what should my normal blood pressure be? I took it this morning. It was 115/65. And I don't know if it's because of all the hiking that I was just feeling a little tired, but I know the norm should be 120/80. So I'm just wanting to know, for my age, I am a little overweight by, I think, 10 kilos. But, yes, so I just want to know, is, for my age, 115/65/60, is that normal?
Gabriel, perhaps for you to answer there.
So the older you get, the more likely you are to have high blood pressure. But actually what we know is the closer to normal your blood pressure stays as you're getting older, the better it is. If you have other heart conditions, we want to control it more accurately and more closer to normal. So if you've already had a heart attack or stroke, or you've got another heart condition, we normally try and keep it to roughly about 135 if we can. But that's a decision your doctor or your cardiologist is going to make, depending on your risk factors. How likely are you to suffer a heart attack? How much can we actively improve your blood pressure? And obviously it's about medication on the one side, other side, lifestyle factors. How much salt you eat, are you overweight, how much fruit and veg you eat, whether you smoke, and whether you are stressed.
Indeed. Oh, so lots to talk about indeed, Mariska. I can feel the nervous butterflies streaming all the way from there. But listen, we're going to carry on with this conversation after the break. That number and our lines are open now, 083-913-3728, as we continue our talk on heart health during September, which is Heart Health Awareness Month.